Hey everybody, Steve at the Graphite Lab here. I hope y'all are doing well. Apologies for the voice today. I'm going to try and keep this one as brief as I can. Today, I want to talk to y'all about a criminally underused piece of ServiceTitan, the labor burden. We're going to talk about what this means, how you calculate it, and where you go in ServiceTitan to shore this up, as well as a couple of little gotchas that you'll want to double check along the way. All right, let's get in. So when you're looking at a job costing flyout in ServiceTitan, which if you're on any invoice, granted, as always, this is a dummy account, so you're not gonna see any real data in here. If you're looking at one of your own invoices for a completed job, you should see job costing flyout. It will then run through with you the revenue as well as your costs in here. You will notice equipment has its own, materials used has their own. If your account is configured correctly, right, out of the gate, this is now standard, it's the recommended way of doing things, labor pay and performance pay will also similarly have their own pieces in here. These are areas that most of the time, whenever you're looking at job costing, these have been ironed out. If you feel pretty confident with your job costing in ServiceTitan, these are areas you've already got going. All you really need for this is within your price book, as long as your materials and equipment, again, dummy account, so you're not gonna see them in here for me, but as long as these have costs associated for equipment and for material pieces, this will automatically flow into your job costing. As long as you have under your technicians an hourly rate in place for each tech, this will similarly go into labor pay. For any hours worked, the labor pay will be how many hours would they work times this number right here, whatever it may be. Performance pay, if you have any commissions going on, right, whatever this commission rate may be, times your subtotal of commissionable items, boom, performance pay is figured out. All of these items, right, stem from largely your payroll tab and your costs associated with each item. Now here's the thing, most accounts that I will open up and get a peek at their settings, I've noticed the labor burden or the burden rate in ServiceTitan is so rarely filled out. And it's a critical thing to get your job costing dialed in to perfection. If you have a burden rate in place, which by the way, it hides on you a little bit from a tech profile standpoint. For a burden rate, you wanna go into profile, wheel on down towards your revenue goal, and you'll find a burden rate here. Now, ServiceTitan's documentation on this particular field is a wee bit dated to where it includes, hey, as you're calculating a burden rate, think, what did we pay in payroll, right? What did this technician make over the course of a year, as well as all of the overhead for this technician. You think about your insurance on the van, you think about your health benefits that you may be paying out, retirement matches, any kind of like comps and meals, any training sessions, absolutely any overhead that you may have for your technician. Add all of that together, divide it by the hours worked a year, there's your burden rate. This is not necessarily so. As long as your account is configured to have labor pay and performance pay in job costing, which by the way, if you're not sure, please, I implore you, reach out to whether it be your success manager, whether it be the CSM team, if it's your onboarder, or even customer support. They can tell you, hey, do I have the configuration called display performance pay / labor pay in job costing? If that is on, that entire article that tells you how to calculate this, a little bit off, right? So most of you, that will inflate your job costing. You want to sit down and really calculate, all right, for one technician for a year, what am I spending on them besides their hourly rate or salary, whatever it may be. At that stage, take that, break it down by hours work. Call it 20/80, right? In a standard 40-hour work week. Take that, divide it by 20/80. That is your exact burden rate. You put this in here and you're set. If you don't really feel like sitting down and calculating all of that, you can go through and just see like, all right, let's figure out as a ballpark average between 0.2 to 0.5, give or take, right, times their hourly rate. Throw it right in here. So you figure out what does this tech make per hour? My example tech here makes 25 bucks. So just as a general ballpark figure, I'll throw $12.50. I don't recommend doing this. I do really recommend you sit down and figure this out, because there's an awful lot missing from your job costing if you do not have this here, and an awful lot of people do not have this here. That once that is in place, as long as you have hourly rate, by the way, I just want to make that clear again. If you do not have hourly rates in ServiceTitan and you do not plan to put them in at that rate, yeah, you count the payroll plus overhead into here. Generally withhold your payroll, right? Have the hourly rates filled in on each technician within their payroll profile right over here, and then go over, cut that thing down by, hey, give me 0.2 to 0.5 of that. Drop that right over here for burden rate. Again, most folks will just say rule of thumb, half of their hourly rate is their burden rate. It's a very rough rule of thumb, but it's one if you don't really know at all, hey, what is the overhead? Most of you should, I assume, watching this, but just one thing that I've noticed too many times in the past couple of days, I wanted to make sure that we got word out. Thank you all so much for dealing with the raspy today, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us here at the Graphite Lab, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the